Hey guys, Guns and Games here, back with another video, kind of a special one here today, a bit of a treat, if you will. Today, before you, I have this, the gun on the bottom. This is a Mitchell Arms RPK-47 with a bit of a twist. Mitchell Arms is a company that was based out of Santa Ana, California, and in the late 80s and the early 90s, they imported a large number of Yugoslavian AK-based weapons, standard 7.62 AKs, RPKs, both in 7.62 and 308, and they also imported 8mm Mauser chambered M76 sniper rifles. Those are basically sniper RPKs, basically. And then also for sake of comparison, I brought out my Atlantic Firearms Battlefield Pickup RPK, a Romanian MD64, basically, just for the sake of comparison. So getting into it, what is the Mitchell Arms RPK-47? Well, it's just a standard 7.62 chambered Yugoslavian RPK. But this one's a little bit different. This one has been rechambered to 5.56. This was not done by Mitchell Arms, and it was not done in the factory in Yugoslavia. Zastava didn't do this. So someone that either bought the gun after it got here, somewhere along the line decided to rebarrel the gun in 5.56, apparently. So kind of unique. This is not my gun. This is my cousin's gun. He bought the gun off Gunbroker. Did not come with a magazine, sadly. But we'll take a look at it, take it apart, and see what's, sort of a unique oddball gun here. It does have a, mil-spec Russian sling. It's not a proper RPD or RPK sling, but interesting. It's got a standard, RPD, RPK buttstock. The furniture, the wood furniture, is in really, really good condition. Got to give it to it. So, interesting. But it's all in pretty good shape. You've got a really nice standard sort of wood pistol grip. But one interesting note here is there is an alternate sling point on the rear of the receiver. You don't see that on a typical RPK. It is, again, a wood pistol grip, not a Bakelite. Other interesting difference is the scope rail. That's a standard mil-spec scope rail that you would see on any, AK. This one's a little different. Not sure of the origin or what it is exactly. Never seen one like this before. But everything else with the receiver and whatnot's pretty standard. You've got your Zastava markings. The dust cover's different. It has a smooth dust cover, unlike like an AKM or an RPK. This is typical of a lot of Yugo AKs. They typically used smooth dust covers. And then doing research, all of the Mitchell Arms AKs that were imported all seem to have had the smooth dust cover. Basically sort of a more milled. The milled AK-47s had smooth dust covers. One other interesting thing is there is this at the rear here. There's this button. You have to push this button in to actually get the dust cover off. Now, I already took the dust cover off, and it's just resting here because it's a pain in the ass to actually get off. So I did it beforehand, so you don't have to watch me struggle on video. But you basically have to push this button in, and then you push the recoil spring plunger, the button in here. It's actually pretty difficult to do, and it took me about 5 minutes to actually finally, get the technique down to get it off. That is kind of kind of goes against the grain of the AK. The AK platform is supposed to be easy to disassemble, and that kind of just goes against the entire concept. So that's kind of annoying. It does have a standard RPK rear sight, so elevation, and then the special windage adjustable rear. Really nice handguards, beautiful shape. A little bit of corrosion though on the gas tube, but whatever. Standard gas block, standard barrel, front sights and whatnot. The bluing in the wood is in excellent condition. But then we get to the front here with the muzzle device. This is a Romanian muzzle device. And this was not on the gun originally, clearly. All Mitchell Arms AKs that were imported did not have these. They just came imported with, you know, the sugar scoop or just the standard thread protector. All of the RPK-47s seem to have had these. So this was not original to the gun. And this is a Romanian sort of birdcage style muzzle device that was brought about on their short sort of Krinkov style carbines they made. These are the PM-MD90 and the PA-MD94. They're basically short-barreled crinks. They're 12.5-inch barrel AKs. The 90s in 7.62, and then the 94 was in 5.45. They had these. And I think even the PA-MD93, which was basically their version of this, but in 5.45. It was a 5.45 RPK. I believe even they might have had these as well. So this is a Romanian muzzle device. Very bizarre. You can also tell the bipod design is different. The system here is different. It's also non-adjustable. My bipod is elevation. You can modify the elevation of it. You cannot on this. It does have a clamp though to bind it together. You know, standard cleaning rod and everything, but just a little different design. You cannot adjust it up and down though. But there's that. I also forgot to mention here, there is some play in the rear stock. Moves up and down. So it's a little loose, and the actual screw on top is different than what you typically, just a standard flathead. Interesting. Flip the gun over. There goes the dust cover. Oopsies. Just keep that handy. There's the other side. I'll do a nice pan over of this side. Looks really good. I mean, it's in really good. I mean, for a gun that was, made in the late 80s, it's pretty good. This is actually a Preban gun as well, but we'll get into that actually in a little bit. You've got your serial model RPK-47, safe and fire. And then you have your import stamp, Mitchell Arms Inc., Santa Ana, California, USA. All of that. So this is interesting. So now getting into kind of the guts of the gun here, taking a look at the dust cover. There's your serial number on the dust cover. The serial number does not match the serial number on the receiver. So that's mismatched. I would have to imagine when the gun was imported by Mitchell Arms, it had to have been a matching gun. So I would imagine, but you never know. This might have been on the gun originally, but this could be a one that was swapped. I don't know. What's also really curious, though, is the recoil spring assembly. That is also a mismatched electro pencil serial number. So that's mismatched as well. So that's pretty interesting. And I have to detint that plunger. So I'm going to have to actually put you guys down. I'm sorry. I can't do this one-handed because of the stupid plunger thing. That's a two-handed job to get that off. Just dumb. But yeah, so the recoil spring doesn't match either. I mean, so that kind of maybe implies this wasn't on the gun originally either. So possibly the recoil spring was swapped as well. We'll take the bolt out. I can do that with one hand at least. This bolt and bolt carrier is not numbered. There is no serial number on it. And it's obviously not original to the gun, obviously. So we did fire this gun. I went out and shot it with my cousin, and we shot several dozen rounds through it single shot. The gun did not come with a magazine, but it worked fine and everything. And then I have since I got it here, did a little just a test. I took the bolts out of the guns and swapped them. They didn't work with each other. So, I put this bolt in there, didn't work. Took this bolt out, tried to put it in here. They wouldn't work together. So then I went and grabbed my AK-74 545 chamber gun, did the same test. They didn't work with each other either. So this is obviously a 556 chambered bolt and bolt carrier. But where did it come from? Obviously it was not original to the gun. This was originally a 762 chambered gun, so it would have come with a 762 bolt. So it was obviously swapped at some point, and then someone put a 556 chambered bolt on here. Maybe even also took the carrier out. The carrier is not serial numbered, which is odd. So kind of bizarre, just a really bizarre, just post-import modification that was done. I'm assuming the gun was rebarreled. It's got a 556 chambered barrel. So it was also rebarreled, and then they put a different muzzle device on it. Just really bizarre. Really bizarre gun. Mitchell Arms imported a lot of these too. This is, again, like I said a little bit ago, this is a pre-ban gun. Pre-1989. Mitchell Arms, over the course of its run, when they imported these, imported about 7,000 AKs in the late 80s and into the 90s. I think about 5,000 or so were post-ban, and they imported about 2,000 AKs pre-ban. This is one of them. They imported a very small number of guns. They imported, I think, about 1,400 or so just standard M70 AKM stamped underfolders. Some were pre-ban, some were post-ban. I think it was like 400 pre-ban, 1,000 post-ban. They also ended up importing about 3,500 M70s that were fixed stock. So, a standard fixed stock, not an underfolder. And I think it was like 1,000 pre-ban and then something like 2,500 post-ban. And then we get to these. They ended up only importing a total of 700 RPKs, both pre-ban and post-ban. Again, this is a pre-ban one. I think it was like 360 were pre-ban. The other 340 were post-ban. And how you can tell if it's a pre-ban or a post-ban will be the number, is the actual stamp. If it has this stamp right here, it's a pre-ban. Any and all post-ban guns that were imported have a stamp that says somewhere on it that'll say M90. So if it's got an M90 stamp on it, it's a post-ban rifle. This does not have it. It's a pre-ban. They also imported a very small number of basically M77 guns. These were 308 chambered RPKs. So basically identical to this gun, but chambered in 308. They ended up importing about 1,100 of those in total. I think it was like 300 pre-ban and about 800 post-ban. And then lastly, they imported a small number of M76s. These are 8mm Mauser chambered, basically RPKs, but they were in sort of a sniper rifle DMR configuration. 80 of those 280 were pre-ban. The other 200 were post-ban. So when it comes to pre-ban RPK-47s from Mitchell Arms, this is one of only 360 that ever entered the country. And I'd have to imagine this might very well possibly be the only one that's actually in 5.56, rechambered by a buyer, an owner later. So this might possibly, again, be the only one. It was the only one I could find, searching on forums and across the internet, only one I could find. It was the only one for sale, and I could find nothing about it. So this could be truly possibly a one-of-a-kind gun, which is pretty interesting. Just really bizarre. Bizarre gun, and really truly unique. So, very interesting. Like I said, it worked fine. The few dozen rounds we, single-shotted through it. No magazine again, of course. Magazines are, 5.56 AK mags are not all that common. But just really bizarre. Again, no serial number. So it's just curious. I don't know the origin of this bolt. This is a 5.56 bolt again. Where did it come from? What is the origin? Is it like an arsenal? Is it a Polish bolt? I don't know. You know, where did the barrel come from? It's a 5.56 barrel. Is it an American barrel? Is it a Milsert barrel, an import? I don't know. I mean, is this the original furniture? It doesn't really seem like it's the original furniture, because if you look up Mitchell Arms AKs, the furniture does not look like this. So this might not even be the original furniture set, honestly. Everything on this gun might not even be original. Only the receiver could be all that remains. Everything else could be off of something else. I mean, maybe the sight block, maybe, and the bipod. But everything else could be off of other AKs. This could be just a truly kind of like Frankenstein gun of parts. Just a mixed assortment of various parts put together. Really bizarre. But very interesting. And like I said, sort of a one-of-a-kind unique gun that my cousin bought on Gunbroker. Really interesting. So just thought I would bring it out. Just kind of a unique opportunity, a unique gun that I thought deserved a video. So that's going to about do it. If any one of you watching have a Mitchell Arms AK, one of the 7,000 of them, let me know and share your experiences. So that's going to about do it. Thank you guys for watching. I am, of course, Guns and Games, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.